Good evening and welcome to episode 2 of season 9 of Factory Town Pipe Mania, where we're going to carry on here with our wonderful tiny little settlement and make all our people wonderfully happy. And there is one thing I want to change from the which I haven't changed yet, which I normally do, and that is to do with storage buildings. Now by default in Factory Town you cannot move storage buildings. You can't pick them up and move them once they have items inside. If they've got any items inside, you can't move them. I tend to change that because it's simpler to move a building out the way, change the terrain and put it back again, than it is to take the items out, put it into another building, put it back again. It's just easier for me. I don't tend to use it so I can cheat, like pick up this stone barn, take it all over here to do something over here, then put it back again. That's kind of cheating. You don't want to do that, but sometimes you just need to move a barn by 1 or 2 squares, or you just need to move it out, change the terrain, put it back again. That sort of thing. So we're going to do that. So, in the escape menu, editor, edit rules. You can change any of the rules at any point in all the game if you want to. There's nothing stopping you do it, so you can always come in here and change things if something's not to your liking. And in global rules, scroll down, there is move storage buildings. I'm going to set this to on. Boom. And now I can pick up the barn, I can move it wherever I want to move it. And it will keep its content, it will move things. Again, I don't do it so that I can like pick this barn up and put it down here and do things. I would still pipe things around. I only do it to move buildings tiny places, or say I'm picking up like a crate of items, like 20 items, which you could do with a wagon or a crate or Omnipipes or whatever. But sometimes it's just easier to pick it up and move it. Particularly later game when you have mana for things, you need to get some mana crystals into a place, but you only need like 20 of them. So it's not worth building a whole pipe network to get 20 over there and then removing the pipe network again. You could, of course, do it if you wanted to, but yeah, we're not there. So there's a couple of things I need to address here. The first one is this worker here. This worker here has got the symbol saying, "Hey, waiting for space to drop off item," and you're going to wait a long time because the town centre. If I click on this here, boom, the town centre can store up to 200 goods, and it has 4 storage slots. Now it actually has an infinite amount of storage slots. It can actually store as many items as it needs to, but it can only store one type of each item. So right now it has wood, and because you're trying to put wood in here and we hit 200, it will stop. If I put potatoes in here, that'll go into here. If I put grain into here, it would go down to the next one. It will just add slots to the storage of the town centre as it goes. Every town centre has, as far as I'm aware, an infinite amount of slots, but can only store one of each type of goods. So we couldn't create a new slot with wood unless we filter it. I think maybe you could have 2 if you filtered it, but you wouldn't really want to. 200 is well enough. That's the standard barn. And when you upgrade the town centres, they increase their storage. So that's very good. So we want to do a couple of things this episode. We want to get our next tech tree going, our next tech level going. We also want to try and get some happiness going on because we need more houses. So we're going to put more houses down in the world. Let's put 1 house there, and we'll put 1 house. I'm not going to put it there, I'm going to move it over 1. You'll see there, you can look at that, that's going to end up on platforms, and it's going to cost me, it says down here in the bottom left, it's going to cost me 14 planks. We've got plenty of planks to do it, but I'm just going to bring it down 1. It doesn't cost me any planks at all. Houses are free. Boom, there you go. Now we have 4 houses. To upgrade a town centre, you're required to fill certain criteria. We need 20 coins. We've got that. We're good for coins. And we need 8 linked house levels. Not houses. Not houses. It can be houses. I could put 8 houses down here because all the houses will be level 1. And that would be fine. Right now, we actually have 6 levels connected to the town centre. I believe. It says linked house. Oh, 4 happiness. Yeah, see there. See on the right hand side when I mouse over it. Linked house levels is 6 of 8. And that is because these 2 houses that we built at the start of the game are level 2. They've managed to upgrade to level 2 because they've got enough experience to level up. These houses are not yet. They're only level 1. But they only need 20 experience, so they'll level up fairly quickly and they'll get that from the grain. But we can speed them up even more. And I'm going to speed them up even more. So we're going to do this. But we're going to buy a new worker. We're going to say, hey, would you take potatoes and drop them in there? There we go. And we'll sell potatoes and we'll sell grain. So we'll get two lots of food coming in. Now, as explained previously, the house's happiness levels, you have to give them water, basic food, hardware. These are all categories, and it currently has 2 of 4. As they level up, they require more and more goods, so they require more of these lower ones, and then these ones will open up. But right now, selling them luxury goods won't add to their happiness, but will give you money still. Even if they're level 1, you can still get the money from it. But if you click on the basic food, you'll see here, these are all the food needs you have here. So right now we're providing grain, which is 1 happiness, and potatoes, which is 1 happiness, which gives us 2. And it can have a maximum of 4 from this category. As they level up, they might go up to 5 and 6 and so on and so forth. So you want to sell goods to them, but there's no point in selling each and every one of these goods. You can do, it will give you loads of money, but you won't get any happiness bonus. You only want to sell them something that's 4. And you'll notice certain things have 2 happiness. So, like for instance, fish is 2 happiness, cooked fish. So that will give you 2 happiness, and then like cooked beef. So if you did cooked fish and cooked beef, you only sell them 2 items, that's the whole 4 happiness. And they can't get any more until they level up further. So that's the important here. And because we have 8 happiness, we can upgrade our population bonus, bottom, which gives us 4 more houses. So let's put down some more houses as well. This works really, really well. House there, put down house here. Doesn't matter which way they face, I just have the habit of turning them around to face certain ways. 1 there, and 1 there. There's our 8 houses. And there we go, we now have definitely 8 linked houses because we have 10 levels. So we can click on this, go to upgrades, click upgrades, and it will upgrade. Let me zoom out to show you what it does. So you see, this is the circle of influence for the town centre. When we upgrade the town centre, boom, the circle becomes bigger. So you can put more houses into a town centre and get more happiness, which exponentially makes things better. Also, the storage is upgraded. It now can store 400 goods of each type. So as you level up your town centres, you get more and more. It's very, very useful. Very, very useful to do. It also increases the, I want to say the maximum happiness, the linked happiness. Yeah, currently linked happiness is 15 to 65. So it knows that with all the houses connected, we can get a maximum of 65 happiness from here. As you upgrade the town centre, obviously you can put more houses in the range, so you get more. So it basically just allows you to add more and more. Plus, you can influence buildings in the area with happiness. We're not doing that yet, so let's do that. Let's do that as well. Let's grab a path, and we'll run a path down past this. We'll run it straight out of there. Run it to the edge of the map. Boom. Now, you, with your 1 worker in, as I explained, 1 worker gives us 1 work unit. And that says 1.1. Aha. And what's doing that? Well, that is because we have 15 happiness, as you see here. 8 to 25 happiness gives us plus 0.1 per worker. So it's 1.1 because there's 1 worker. If we put another worker in here, it becomes 2.2. Hold on. Well, actually no, it becomes 1.7 because a worker is worth 0.5. The first worker is worth 1. Every additional worker is worth 0.5. And then, because we're adding 1 to it, the actual additional workers become worth 0.6. So it becomes 1.7. And then 2.3, 2.9, 3.5. Interesting, 2.3 is 2.30. Yeah, and you see here, this is what's going on with that. So, boom, there we go. Okay, we're not going to speed that up yet because we're not getting enough wood coming in from here. So, we don't have to worry about that yet. But happiness can be a definite boost. Right now, it doesn't seem like a lot. 0.1's not a great deal. But when you're getting 1,000 happiness and suddenly a single worker is worth like 2 work units instead of 1, it's worth putting workers into places. Which is why you want more houses, because more houses increase how many workers you can have and level them up as it goes. Leveling up houses is important as well. If I go to status, this is a level 1 house. It has a population of 2. This here is a level 2 house, has a population of 3. When it gets to 10, it can have it's not a 10 population, it's higher than 10, I believe. It might be 10, can't remember exactly, but yeah, as they level up, they just get more and more as it goes in there. I think, yeah, the number's a bit of a, it doesn't follow like a linear line, it's a bit of a strange. But yeah, the higher level the house, the more workers you get, the better you want. So you want more houses, more workers, and houses that are within the range of a town centre adds to the global happiness. And the global happiness, buildings that are within the town centre and connected by path, I should say, can use that global happiness to speed up production. Very, very important to do. Okay, so what else do we want to do today? Well, we want to do two things. We want to get some wooden wheels and we want to get some stone brick, because that's going to be important. So what do we want to do here? Well, wooden wheels we can do now. Stone brick we can't. Stone brick requires research. So let's do the wooden wheels first, and we'll do the stone brick next. So wooden wheels are made in a workshop. So let's put the workshop down. Now I'm going to put the workshop right smack bang next to the lumber mill here. I'm going to pause the game for a minute to stop these moving for a second. I'm going to put it right next to the lumber mill here, because we're using Omnipipes, and underground Omnipipes do not require any space between buildings, so we can kind of do this. It does affect our people working through, but we can change this up as well. We can move this lumber mill over to here, like that, so that these workers don't have to walk so far. They can get the trees and do there. They are going to use up all them trees. Workers do consume resources when they put them down, so these trees will eventually disappear, which is a bit of a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reassign, because one of these workers is actually dropping off in the base. So I'm going to reassign you to actually pick up trees and drop in the lumber mill. We will go back underground, let this plank go by, like that. And what we're going to do is I'm going to remove this here, and we're going to change up. So you are going to come out to here, and then you are going to go down to there. So this is where we start getting into the hold and bypass options of the Omni connector. So the Omni connector now is an input-output. So this is an output, and it's going to output planks. It's going to come to here, and this is going to be input-output. So it will input into this building whatever it requires. Now we're going to tell it wants wood wheels, because we're going to make wood wheels, so it's going to need planks. So you're going to make planks, and the Omnipipe will bring planks and drop planks into here. And then it will pick up from here the wooden wheels and drop them into the base. Now, because this is set at the moment, if I turn off auto config, to bypass, if this building fills up with planks, the planks will then bypass and go to the base, which is what I want. That's fine. I'm happy for that, because we need planks to build things ourselves, so that's fine. If I was to set it to hold, however, change this bypass to hold, it will hold the planks here until there's space, and then it will input into the building because there's space, and it will take the wooden wheels and move them on. So that's kind of a useful way of doing things. You can use one connector to do things that way. You could use two. I could happily run it to here, have an input here and then an output here, which is doable. It's absolutely fine. Also, I want this on bypass, so this can be on auto config. Doesn't really matter. That's fine. The item filters, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, so we're going to test this, but I believe they're only for output. So if I click this and I say wooden wheel, let me unpause this. You're going to get some wood. You're going to produce some planks. Boom. A plank comes down. Aha. Yeah. And no, plank goes by. Okay. So because this is now filtered to wooden wheel, it's not inputting. So it's not for the output. It is actually for both. I wasn't sure which way around that was, so good to test that. So this cannot input wooden wheels because it has the filter for that. It's kind of awkward because it means that if this building was making multiple things, so say this building was also doing books, for instance, you couldn't tell it to output books one way and something another way on a single line chute, single line pipe, because the filter apparently works on inputs and outputs. So we'll turn the filter off. Right now we're not fussed about that. This is all absolutely fine. I can leave this on auto config. Actually, it doesn't need to be configured at all ourselves because bypass is default. So this will input the planks to here. This building will get the planks, will produce wooden wheels, and the wooden wheels will go to the base. And then if the building is full, the planks will carry on. Now, if the base fills up wooden wheels, it does mean this line's going to clog up and we're not going to get any planks in. So we probably need to look at that somehow. And you can easily fix that. So we can change this here. If I cut this off, you'll see this now changes to be an output because it knows there's no other pipe into it. And we could do this. We could go, hey, you input to there, and then do that. So you will input into this building first, and then this building is full, you'll carry on to the base. And that's a better way of doing it, really, because it means that this line will never get clogged up because it's only ever going to be full of planks. And this line's only ever going to be full of wooden wheels because that's what's going to be on it. So I think we'll go with that. Early on, if you're struggling for money, you might want to go with a single line because Omnipipes do cost money. So, yeah, or if you're later game and you're making Omnipipes, you may not have as many of them. So there are options. There are many options to do things. But yeah, you're going to get things, and here we go. Boom, you are getting bonuses. Now you're no longer getting the bonus from working because you're no longer connected to the town centre. We can fix that by drawing a path to there. There we go. There's your bonus. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Okay. So now we're getting wooden wheels. Great. We need stone brick as well. Now stone brick we can't get because it's in a stonemason, and a stonemason is locked. There. Locked behind masonry. Press R for research. Hold up here. Here is masonry. Masonry requires 25 general research points and 50 coins. How do we get research points? Well, you need to sell research items to houses. If I go into the happiness tab here, and we come down to education, click this, boom. Education. Let's go to education along the tab here. Sorry, I forgot it's a tab thing here. So education, we can sell any of these items to the books, and they will give us different things. You see down the bottom. This will give us general research. That's general research. That is general research. This will give you industrial research, and this one will give you nature research points, which aren't really used at the moment, so don't worry about that. And then later on there is magical knowledge, which gives you the research points from magic, fire, water, earth, air. So there's many research to do, and you need researchers from all different types, but right now we just want to concentrate on paper because we do. We could sell them books, and you see paper is worth 1 research point, so we need to sell 25 paper in order to get the research done. Books are worth 10 research points and cost 4 paper. So by adding leather or cloth to it to make a book, you, instead of getting 4 research from the 4 paper, you get 10. So it's always worth processing stuff, but we're not going to do that yet because we don't have cloth or anything like that. So we're just going to sell paper to them. So how do we do that? Well, we need a school. Let's get a school, and we will dump a school. We'll put it here. So long as it's connected to the town centre, it's fine. Yeah, boom. So all of these connected to it says above it 8 houses. Awesome. And we are going to need paper. Now paper is produced in a lumber mill, so we're going to build a new lumber mill, and I'm going to put the lumber mill here. Now you might think, why don't I put it in the trees? Well, because it wants to be near water. See these blue tiles around the edge here? It wants to be near water, so we click on this here and we put it next to the water, and then we tell it I want paper, which requires water. The lumber mill is going to automatically start filling with water. You see? Automatically filling it. And that's because it is connected. If it's connected to at least 40 tiles, it will grab 1 water every second, which is pretty good. If later on you get much higher production rates, so you're producing, you're doing more than 4 work units a second, because it uses 4 work units to produce 2 paper, the water may not be enough, so you'll have to augment it with either a worker grabbing water from a river or wells to put more water into the building to do it. But right now, that's plenty enough. If it's connected to less than 40 tiles, it will still get water. It will just get it at a slower rate. So yeah, so currently it's connected to 71 and it only needs 40. So that is good. That is good. So we need to give it logs. And also, see here, we have used up our trees. Now that is bad. That is very bad. We definitely want more trees. But we're going to put that on hold for the minute because we're okay. We will get to forestry soon. Got to run a path up to here. And then you workers, would you take that wood and put it in there? Yep. And I give them the path because workers on paths move faster. So it's definitely worth building paths. They definitely move faster on there. Wagons and caravans, which we can't build in this playthrough, but wagons and caravans move faster on roads. And roads are something that's unlocked with the stonemason. So we'll get there. So right here we are. The lumber mill is producing paper, and here we are. So we're now going to have 10 paper put in here. There you go. Boom, 10 paper, and awesome. And then he's going to stop and start filling up on wood, which is fine. So let's go underground to our Omnipipe layer, and let's just drag this to here. Boom. There we go. And that's what it needs to do. Because this is connected remotely to the town centre, it will now sell paper to all of our people. Which 1 increases happiness, which is good, we want more happiness, but 2 gives us research points. Now again, I don't have the pop-ups appear above. Normally you would have the pop-ups appear, it would tell you what they're buying. I don't have that because later on when you get to 100 plus houses, it becomes very confusing to see it all the time. So there you go. Okay, so we have 25 research points up here in the top left, 25 research points. So let's go into our research. Let's click masonry, bottom. We have a new building, stone mason, and a road. Roads are the same as these paths. They use stone brick to make, we can't do them yet, but they make units move faster on them. Worth doing if you're using wagons and caravans, not so much for workers, because I don't think workers move faster on a road than they do on a path. I think it's the same speed. And really, this is an Omnipipe playthrough, so we're not going to have workers do many things for long. So, let's see here. Now this is going to be one we're going to build up here in a different way. So we want a stone mason. Stone mason can go here. It doesn't matter where his face is. I'm just going to do it there. And we're going to put another bar next door, like that. And the stone mason is going to make stone brick. Only recipe he has, polished stone is locked right now. So the stone mason wants stone brick, and then he's going to produce wants stone. He's going to produce stone brick, and then put it into this barn here. Cool, awesome. Easy enough done, you think? Easy enough done. We'll just run a pipe from here to there and from here to there. Absolutely fine. But there would be a problem with that, and I'll show you the problem. And of course, oh, also let me just mention here, this block is missing because if we go behind here, it's on a platform. Important to note, you cannot connect Omnipipes in the 3D world, in this world we're in now, this view. You cannot connect Omnipipes to the bottom or the top of a building. So if they're floating in the air on platforms, you cannot connect to the bottom, and you cannot run a pipe out the top. I really wish you could, but you can't. You must run it on the sides. And there are 3 levels on the sides. 4 levels on the sides. So you can go ground level, and then there's 3 levels above that. So there's 4 levels on the side. You can fit 4, 8, 12 on each side, so you can have a maximum of 12, 24, 48 pipes, Omnipipes coming out of a building at once, which is a lot. If you've got throughput of 48 pipes coming out of a building, I'm impressed, because you want at least some going in. But it's possible. You can stack them all like that. It's much, but we're just going to do with 1 pipe underground. So we're going to go. Hey, I'm going to pause the game for a moment. We're going to go. Hey, would you take from there to there, and you go from there to there. You can connect any of these points if you want to. I just do it from the center because it looks nice. You can run from the corners. You can literally go bump and bump to use 1 Omnipipe. So this is going to output stone, input into here, and then just like our other one, it will then take the stone brick and drop it into here, which is exactly what we want. However, what's going to happen is when this fills up on stone, the Omnipipe is going to bypass and move down, and it's going to put the stone in this barn here, and we don't want that. We want stone staying in this barn here. So we actually need to change this from auto config, click off and click on again, or just click the button on top again, from bypass to hold. And that means it will hold the stone here and not let it go on. The stone will go into this building, but stone bricks will come out of this one and carry on. So let me unpause the game and you'll see. There's the stone going in. Boom, boom, boom. There's a stone brick come out. And there you go, it's holding. Fine. And then a stone brick comes out and goes. As a new block goes in, the outputs take priority over the input, if that makes sense. So the first stone block, the stone that's there, goes into it. It knows that I can pull out an item, so it pulls out the stone block, sends it on the way, and then the next stone comes along. So it's not going to jam up because there's a stone in the way. It will work, and this will do exactly what I want it to do. It's going to take stone from here, turn it into stone brick, put it in this barn here. Everything is awesome. Do want to have a barn of stone brick because stone brick is used in building, so we definitely want that ourselves. That would be awesome. Also, I'm going to change you to that one instead. Can you do that? No, you won't. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause. I'm going to move you to here. Then I'm going to do this. And the reason I'm doing that is because you'll notice this worker here is not moving. She's just stood still, picking up stone, dropping it off. Do it again. Now they're both doing it. They're both just picking up stone and dropping it off. If you can get workers in between the resource and the building, they don't have to move. They pick up, drop off, and it's quicker, much quicker input. Now this is going to use more than they can produce right now. I don't think they're going to keep up with demand, but it just stops that worker from walking back and forwards tiny bits at a time. Okay, so there we go. We are done. We are happy. We have completed our stone brick thing. We can upgrade to tech level 3. Click. Yay. We've unlocked farming, forestry, boat building, kitchen, tailor, coin boosters, cloth conveyor belt, and railways. Now, we don't get cloth conveyor belts from railways. They're not available in the game. We can research them, like wooden conveyor belts we can research. I'm not going to do that. We're not going to research that at all. I'm just going to leave them, I think. I might research them to get them out of the way later, but right now we'll just do that. Chutes are something we can build and can be useful early game for doing things here, but we're going to unlock forestry. And that's what I want to do in the next episode. I'm going to unlock forestry and we're going to play with forestry because forestry is an interesting thing. As you saw here, workers chop down trees and they're chopped down. They're gone. They're destroyed. Foresters don't. Foresters, when you put a forester down, they will use up a tree and then plant a sapling and then continue on. Farms do the same as well. Farms will, instead of using the grain, they will replant the grain. Everything will be awesome for that. We've also unlocked boat building as well. Boat building can be useful. It gives us a fishery and a boat. And you can gather fish here to sell. So we want to sell more things and do more things. But that's all going to happen next episode, I think. We're going to leave this one here. I've covered a fair bit. We've got some research covered. We've got stone bricks and things covered. How Omnipipe bypass system works. When it's good to use multiple pipes, because generally you want one item per pipe. This setup's unique because it's in its own place. The Omnipipe's underground here. It's not going to affect anything because it's only ever producing one goods. But like here, we also want the planks, so we want to do that. And we will move this over here probably once we get a forester going because we need a forester to deliver to these two lumber mills. But yeah, everything should be awesome. Everything should be fantastic. And we will come back next episode and we will do forestry. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this one and I hope to see you again in the next one. And until then, as always, have fun.